All right, Mopar people, welcome back to the channel. I'm just Mopar Joe. We are at Mr. Rick's place today, and we got a special treat for you. These are two low deck Mopar 400 blocks, and one is the king of the mountain and the best one you can buy that was ever made, that we think, by Mopar, and another one is an imposter. So we're going to show you the difference in the real deal 230 400 block and the imposter here, and we're going to get into it soon. This thing is awesome, and I'm going to let Mr. Rick talk more about it because he studied more on it. But this is supposed to be the 700 horsepower baby here. If you're going 700 or more and you want to cast a stock block, this is supposed to be the one. So here's our real deal block, and the date on it is a little hard to see.
Looks like 6/22/71.
Yep. And we think that these blocks were, what did we say, 4/4?
Cast between 4/4/71 and 10/10/71, to the best of my knowledge. I'm just having to go by the information. Mopar never gave us any information. I'm just having to go by people who know and who've looked at a lot of these and know some of the dates on them. And
let's look at the imposter block and see when it was made.
Yes. We look.
So
This block was cast on,
here we go,
2/17/72.
Right.
And so that's past our good dates. But these are still strong blocks, you know, like the best of the 400s, and all the 400s are pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
You look how big this is in here, how wide this is, and right here also. And a lot of this we learned in the 440 Source website, where they're showing you the differences in how this casting is made in these areas. But so this is really, really big, or at least you think so, until you get to looking at the
look at the real deal then.
the early 230s.
Mm-hmm.
And look how thick this is here, and this is just pretty much solid all the way around. It's humorous how heavy it is. It's really wonderful. And I know you racer types are all the same, and you want more power every time you build something. And so this is what I think you need to find for your next build for the Barracuda.
Well, if anybody in the world has one and needs Mopar Joe to build it and put it in a project, I guess let me know, because not that I need to go faster, but I always want to.
I know, and you won't quit, you know.
I got a guy that calls me 5 Second Joe. He said I'll be 5 Second Joe this year, so maybe.
I remember when you were 8-0 Joe.
I remember them good old days. It was a lot cheaper back then. So my question was, is there anything externally on this block that would tell us that it's the real deal without pulling the pan and maybe even pulling the crank? I mean, could you lay under it with a flashlight and a...
Well, people say that the good ones have the serial number is bigger. See how big the casting number is? Mm-hmm. But we know that
this one's pretty massive over here too.
Yeah, this one is very big. So I can't really go by that. And we don't know for a fact that these dates I've been told in the past are proper. We don't know if every block from 4/4/71 to 10/10/71 is the heavy duty mains.
Right.
So all we can do is guess. You know, we're hoping that it is. When you get it home, you know.
Right. But I know there's guys online selling 230s. I got a 230 block.
Right.
And it's like this, which is fine.
Yeah, this is fine. But if you're paying more money for the heaviest main webs, you want to make sure you're getting that. And so all we have right now is dates. Mopar never gave us any information about this. We don't have anything to go by other than other people's Mopar knowledge. Right. We don't know that we're right. We're just hoping we are.
Can we?
It's a live and learn process.
Yep. Can we grab a caliper and measure the thickness difference?
Yes.
Here's our real deal block.
And that's about 1.5 inches thick in that area, where a 383 is 3/8.
Wow.
And this is around 4 3/4.
Okay.
So that is 9/16.
Wow.
Let's see, or so, and this over here is about 3 and a little less than 3 3/4, 3 and 11/16.
So we got about an inch on both sides, larger.
Oh man, yeah, it's just, of course, it's obvious when you look at it, but of course, once you get the crank out, then you know if you really got what you got.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. That's what you need for your next build. You're going to want 270s. You're going to want over 700, and you're going to be pounding it out there every weekend. And
Right.
if you're going to run something hard, you might as well start with one of these.
Yeah. Well, so 440 source, it does say that the 630 block is better than this block, I think.
I think they're the same. I think when I looked up the
Okay.
numbers, I think they were saying about what they say, 360 here and 525 here, and that's about where we were at.
Okay.
So, of course, all the 400s are good.
Right.
They're wonderful, but so the second generation of these 230 blocks are comparable to the other best of the 400s.
Okay.
But even the worst 400 is, got a lot more meat here. So it looks like to us, as opposed to a 440 or something.
Right.
Now, the old timers, they ain't gonna give nothing for a low block, but they have to have a 440.
Right. So this is a 69 Hemi block. You can clearly tell because it's been windowed. And there's one for Jamie there. Is that a helical in there too? Man, hard luck.
Wow.
Yeah. So we wanted to measure and just check the similarity or difference between that number 2 saddle, and that way we would kind of know. I know this has cross-bolted mains, but
I think it's heavier here, and I'm just saying that because the RB is supposed to weigh around 225, and although I haven't weighed one of these, the book says 251. I can't believe there's 25 pounds down here, but I'm just going by what the book says.
Right.
And I can't weigh this one because it's got concrete in it, so
right.
I tried to do that, and when I saw it said 270 something, I knew that this is not going to work.
Right.
So then I looked in the water jackets.
All right.
Okay, let's see what we got here. This is
Let me bring it back.
about 7/16, I guess,
Okay.
instead of a little over 500, So this is like 437. So, and then let's look. It's around 3 1/8. That's a little less than
Yeah.
what that other block was.
Yeah, I can put the numbers up for them
Yeah.
of what we've measured today. But
Right. So that the best of the 400s have more than that.
was there a better year for a 426?
Well,
Hemi?
yes, they said starting January 19th, 1970, that those had heavier main webs. I want to find one of those blocks so we can look at them and see the difference if this is where it was filled in. Because I never really paid any attention in the old days. I've had a few of those. And, they were just blocks to us, but now we're all wanting all this data, And so, yes, I want to get one of those. And technically, they had another block very, very late in the game that they called a fuel block. And I also I have a guy that's supposed to give me some photos of one of those, and that'll be very interesting. Actually, I'd like to buy it from him, but we haven't got that far yet.
Right.
It's a 74 casting, so it won't be like the
Good Lord.
other ones as far as people seeking them out for proper date for their car, you know.
Right.
And it's also the wrong casting number. It has its own casting number, so you know I won't have to fight off all the collector people for it, but I'm sure I'll still have to pay good money for it. But I'd like to have it just because.
Hopefully y'all enjoyed this quick block comparison. If you like this kind of stuff, like, share, subscribe. I'm supposed to start asking people that now, if you didn't already know to do that. And check out Mr. Rick's channel as well. I appreciate y'all watching, and I'll catch you next time. All right, Mopar people.